Well, he's known as America's Toy Scout. It's a title he's earned because he's a big name in vintage toy collecting. Who knows, those old dolls and toys in your home might be worth some big bucks. You know, he's in Kalmazoo today and will be for a few days. And you're welcome to bring your old toys or just come see some of his collection. Joel McGee is his name. He joins us via Zoom this morning to share more. Hi, Joel. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm
nice
doing
to
great.
see you.
We're talking toys, so I'm absolutely
are.
fine. How did you earn this? I mentioned that you're a big name in vintage toy. People may have seen you on the Pawn Stars. Talk about how you became the Toy Scout of America.
Well, it's funny because I was doing an interview in Denver, Colorado, and the interviewer said, "Well, you're scouting all over the country for all these old toys. You must be the Toy Scout." And I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. I am the Toy Scout. So from that day forward, I was the Toy Scout.
I love it. It's a great moniker and well deserved too. I mean, just speak to your Disneyland collection alone.
Oh my gosh, that was really amazing. They made an eight-episode show out of that called Up for Auction. And, it was so amazing. I love collecting. And, with all the people that come out and actually came out to that event, thousands and thousands, it's like you made thousands of new friends all in 1 week.
It's an amazing collection. I mean, people think about people who just get dolls or maybe a toy. You've got pieces of rides.
It's amazing. I mean, when you think of riding the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland and actually having the ship in your living room.
That's amazing. I mean, it's in your house.
And, Walt Disney could have rode that ship, too. It was from 1955. So yeah. I think that Walt rode that ship to test it out.
You could have been sharing a seat with the man himself. And we're getting some shots of you from the show. Of course, as I mentioned, we've seen you on Pawn Stars and, of course, the show that you just mentioned on the C-Dub. But you are coming right here to Kalamazoo. I'm getting kind of an Antiques Roadshow type of vibe. Is that right?
Yeah, basically only just toys. We do gold, silver, and jewelry and coins and that kind of stuff. But, generally it's people's childhoods that we're bringing back to life, and everybody says, well, how old does this stuff have to be? Generally, what we do is from the 1980s and older. And it's funny because everybody says, well, what's that magic number? Well, when people reach about 40 years old, that seems to be about the time where all of a sudden we start looking back at our childhood and looking at all the stuff that we got for Christmas. And so that brings us to the 1980s. I remember when I first started this business, it was decades before that. And we're slowly actually getting into the 90s a little bit now, too. So time slides forward. But, the other thing people say is, well, what exactly? It's tons of stuff. It could be for the girls. Barbie is still number one. All the old vintage Barbies. We actually bought a number 2, the second version Barbie from 1959 2 weeks ago.
What?
And the lady that brought it, she said, I never played with this because I didn't like Barbie. And I said, well, I'm glad you didn't like Barbie because she's in such beautiful condition and all her outfits are like brand new from 60 years ago.
That's something I should probably bring up. I mean, if people are going to be bringing you things, I'm sure there's probably a set of things they should do before they bring you those things.
Yeah, and one thing we want them not to do is don't clean them. That's probably the biggest no-no people could ever do, is because a lot of the chemicals can damage it, but they think they want to make them nice and pretty for me. So don't worry, I can see through the dust. But that's the number one thing, is absolutely don't clean them. But, bring as much as you want. There's no admission charge. We don't charge for anything. We pay cash for what we buy. But just to name a few, it could be Star Wars, G.I. Joe, old comic books, baseball cards. It could be Hot Wheels. Love old Red Line Hot Wheels from the good old days. I used to play with those. And trains, cowboy western, robots, Tonka toys. The list is endless. I always tell everybody, just bring everything you have and we'll sort through it for you. Because I love looking through old toys.
I bet. Now I'm getting an American Pickers type of vibe.
Yeah. You know what? I talked with Frank years ago, and it was so fun kind of sharing things. I actually sold them a few toys when they were in Florida, Frank and Mike, and had a conversation with Frank on the phone, and it was really amazing how we were sharing notes with each other. So that was really a high spot in my life.
Is this something, this event, you're going to be here for the next few days, and we'll get to the dates and where you're going to be in Kalamazoo. But before we get there, is this one of those things, have you had a moment where somebody brought something in, you were like, oh my goodness, you don't know what this is worth?
Every time people bring things to an event, I've been doing this for 40 years, I still see things that I've never seen before. And, it is amazing. Generally, not much stumps me. But it is amazing how lightning can strike in the same place. This was about 3 or 4 years ago. I had a guy bring me, that's why I always say bring parts, because I had a guy bring me a really rare robot and he didn't have the box for it. And literally in the same room, when he brought that up, another guy raised his hand. I got the box for it. I got the box. It's right here. And he had the box. And I'm like, oh my gosh, now I got to buy both of them. It's either buy or don't buy. And so it was funny. They both sold the box and the robot. But I've never seen it before, and I've never seen it after. And who would imagine that two different people would have both the box and the robot in the same room at the same time?
Well, yeah, the odds have got to be astronomical for that. The good thing is that you're in here for just a few days. So we're people, if they're
3 days, actually.
yeah. So I mean, if they're catching this now because you're going to be there today, you still got Tuesday, you still got Wednesday to get there. So. Yeah. If you want to see if your toys are worth anything, they can get sold right there on the spot. Who knows what you got in the attic? Who knows what you got down there in the basement in storage? Find that toy bin and bring that He-Man or that big wheel or whatever you got down there to see the Toy Scout at Staybridge Suites in Kalamazoo. Today, till 5:30. Tomorrow, same hours, 10 to 5:30, and on Wednesday as well, 8 to 2. You can get more information about Joel McGee and all things happening with these toys at toyscout.com. Joel, thank you so much for the time this morning.
Oh, you got it. Thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.